Great Scott, it's 2015! Hey everybody, I'm Mr. Wright, and welcome to Right at the Movies. Today, I'm talking about the Back to the Future trilogy. Everybody's talking about Back to the Future right now, and for good reason. It's the 30th anniversary of the first movie. Not only that, it's also the anniversary of the day that Doc and Marty go to the future. Everybody's asking me for old school movie reviews, and your wish is my command. So, let's look back to the Future. October 21st, 2015, a day that will live on in history for a bunch of nerds and a bunch of annoying people on Facebook.
Where are we? October 21st, 2015.
People around the world were marathoning and celebrating Back to the Future. I was lucky enough to go to a special Trilogy screening in the movie theater. I gotta tell you, these movies still hold up. And there's something about seeing them on the big screen that was almost magical.
And 1985 is not his year.
These movies are timeless. People always say that about great movies, that they're timeless. But this one really is. And since it's about time travel, that only makes it more ironic. But I mean it. This movie is timeless. It's iconic, beautiful, and pretty damn close to a perfect movie. It's got a great cast, a great story, and so many repeatable jokes. Not to mention one of the best soundtracks of any movie. It's funny, it's dramatic, it's a little creepy sometimes, and it's even romantic.
It's an absolute dream.
Did I mention that it's creepy? 'Cause it's creepy sometimes.
And he can sleep in my room.
And so many iconic moments like the Rube Goldberg machine and all the skateboarding, Strickland, the DeLorean, all of Doc Brown's crazy faces.
And only Dr. Brown.
1.21 gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts! What the hell is a gigawatt?
And one of the only movies that succeeds in telling the same joke over and over again. Doc Brown invents a time machine, and Marty gets stuck in the 1950s. He's stuck there and needs help from the 1950s version of Doc Brown, and so until they can figure out how to get the time machine working again, he's stuck in 1955.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You have to be careful with time travel though. The smallest change could ruin the entire world. A whole bunch of horrible badness could happen just by him talking to one person. He could change a huge historical event. Or, I don't know, destroy the very universe and everything living in the entire galaxy. But that's of course a worst case scenario.
Whoa, this is heavy. There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
But then, after the first movie was done showing, the theater went above and beyond what I was expecting. They started showing fake trailers and fake commercials. They showed trailers for Jaws 19, a commercial for hoverboards, a commercial for Pepsi Perfect, and a special message from Dr. Emmett Brown.
Jaws 19, this time, it's really personal.
It's little touches like that that make me love rewatching movies. Part 2 was the main event though, and when that title card came up and Doc said the date, the whole theater cheered.
Where are we? October 21st, 2015.
The future is now. We then got treated to an endless barrage of 80s future that I remember so clearly. Hoverboards, flying cars, holographic Jaws, dehydrated pizza, and those wacky clothes. I've been waiting my whole life for those self-lacing shoes. Give them to me. And that's not to mention the stuff that they got right, like our obsession with sequels and 80s nostalgia, smart glasses, fingerprint technology, and how about drones taking pictures of people? What I did not remember as clearly is the rest of the movie. The alternate 1985 and the Biff Casino, and then traveling back to 1955 again so that future Biff can't give past Biff the sports almanac so that present Biff can't be a millionaire. Oh, my head hurts. And finally ending in part 3. Yeah, the Western one. Back to the Future Part 3 is, for the record, my least favorite Back to the Future movie. But that's not to say that it's bad. It's still part of one of the greatest movie trilogies of all time. Marty has to go back to the Old West to save Doc Brown, and when he gets there, he figures out that he's trapped. Again. Add in Doc falling in love, and suddenly this movie gets really wild.
Great Scott. I know, this is heavy.
It makes even more callbacks to the first two movies, and then ties everything up in a nice little bow. Even after all these years, these movies still hold up. amazingly. Up on the big screen, the effects still looked beautiful. I love witty dialogue and jokes that get better every time you watch the movie, and Back to the Future is like a textbook example of that. And I love time travel movies, and Back to the Future is the greatest time travel movie ever. By the time the trilogy was over, I felt like I traveled back in time, to a time where produced by Steven Spielberg actually meant something. The Back to the Future trilogy are some of the most classic and timeless movies ever made, and I'm so glad I got to see them with my dad. Apparently the first movie's original idea came from the writer looking through his dad's old yearbooks and wondering if they would have been friends if they went to high school together.
It's gotta be a dream.
About to meet
Chocolate.
his future father.
Watching all three of these movies with my dad on the big screen made it pretty clear we would have been friends in high school. We both had a great time, and we were both so happy to be a part of history. I give the Back to the Future trilogy 2 thumbs up. Did you celebrate Back to the Future Day? What are some of your favorite movies from the Back to the Future trilogy? Comment down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Mr. Wright. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Back to the Future.